and an audio tape that exists of then President George W. Bush speaking to head FEMA director Michael Brown, Brownie, is good Arkansas, is good friend from Arkansas, head of FEMA, that instructs Brownie, Michael Brown, to stop pumping the water. And that document has been revealed to the White Hats. Not so much to us yet, but it's coming. Who gave the order to stop the pumping stations in New Orleans? Who gave the order to blow the levees? This fucking idiot. Now, let's not forget why this guy became president anyway. What I should say is, how could someone like him even become president of the United States? How could he even get on the ballot? You know this guy's history? Like, he's flunked out of everywhere, complete alcoholic, thrown out of his own family, ostracized by his own family. But guess what? His father was promised. He was promised not only a presidential seat for himself, and I'm talking George H.W., the first Bush president, but also a presidential seat for one of his sons. Why was he promised that? Well, if you help coordinate the assassination attempt of sitting President John F. Kennedy, and you are successful in doing so, you get what's coming to you. That's how the cabal works. They reward their own for doing jobs successfully. This was one of them. So that's how this idiot even became president. I want to remind you guys, regardless of who you voted for or didn't vote for, it didn't matter. It hasn't mattered until very recently. These presidents are placed. They're not elected, they're selected. And they're not selected by us, and they're not elected by us. These people get put into place by the cabal. They are cabal, and they have been cabal going all the way back to Ronald Reagan. After Ronald Reagan, I should say. There hasn't been a single president since Reagan, other than Trump. Things are about to get spicy. Really spicy. Because when I asked if this was starting the takedown of past presidents for their treason, we already saw what Obama's going through. We talked about that on a couple past shows. I was told, well, this is one of the treasonous and seditious acts that George W. Bush committed while in office. But there's more. And I wasn't told the more in regards to what else did Bush do. But George Bush is a murderer. George Bush is responsible either directly or indirectly for thousands and thousands of American deaths. And I'm not talking about the soldiers overseas. He's responsible for their deaths too. I'm talking about American civilians, innocent civilians. People like the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Rockefellers. They are more interested in their legacy than they are their life. If they know before they die that their legacy is tarnished and their name will never be another important name ever again in the history of the world, that is enough to destroy anything they've ever lived for. So when the Bushes and the Obamas and the Clintons and the hierarchy of the cabal start to come into karma, and they start popping up on our news feeds, and we start seeing these arrests, and we start seeing the justice. Just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that it's not too late. The worst possible thing is happening to them just before their death. Not torture, not, taking away their wealth, or they don't give a shit about that. They care about their name being etched in human history. And what we're going to do is we're going to erase their name from human history, because that is the ultimate punishment for people like this. I've been told to keep our eye out for this gentleman to come back into the news. Gentleman. This person. And you have to say it like that too. You have to say person. I was told to keep our eyes out for this scumbag to come back into the news. I wasn't given a direct time frame, but the way that the intel came to me today kind of has me feeling that it'll be sooner rather than later.